some of the things that were in the organic Constitution that were taken out of this other Constitution. So I've talked to you guys about how Columbus, and again, this is someone who converted from Islam or Judaism. And the thing about that is these people of Islam and Judaism back in that time, they was melanated. They were dark-skinned people. They weren't light-skinned or albinoids. They was melanated. So when you telling me about Columbus and who he was or what have you, and I know the history about who he was, and I know how these people whitewash everything, just like they whitewashed the Continental Congress, I'm not buying it that Columbus was an Albion. Anyway, Columbus was getting kicked out of Spain. Isabella had defeated the Sultan of Morocco at this time. And by the way, Isabella and Ferdinand, melanated peoples, just making it clear, they were kicked out of Spain. He was being kicked out of Spain, or all of the people who were not of the Christian religion would be kicked out. And Columbus was one of those people. He converted. Now, he wanted to find a place where his people, as it said in the research that I've done, where his people could go without religious persecution. That's what they wanted. Whatever your religion is, we want a place where we can welcome people in regardless of what their religion is. All right? So this is why he wanted to take this voyage, and he needed to be funded by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. He needed to be funded by them. So he did eventually get the funding, and he came into a place that was close to the mainlands of America, and this is how the rest of the lands of America got founded, or became more popular, I should say, because they were already there. All right, so now he's coming into this territory and he's bringing more attention to it. This is when all of these other nations start coming in. So you got Germany, you got France and Russia, and who else was in here? Italy was in here, and France was in here. Of course, you got Britain. They were one of the first ones to come in here with a company, and the name of that company was called the Virginia Company. The Virginia Company. It's the same company y'all know of as State of Virginia today. It's a company. All right. I hope y'all paying attention, because I'm just letting you know that there has been this game going on. All right. So I'm telling you that backstory because once the Constitution was created, there was this part that they put in there, and it used to be number 13. All right. Amendment 13. The original Amendment 13 said there would be no royalty. So if you were a duchess, a king, a queen, a prince, or anything like that, you could not hold presidency. All right. That was the original 13th Amendment in the Constitution for the United States of America. Well, why is that a big deal? Because I asked you and I told you, and I would tell you to go look it up, but you go look it up now, only thing you're going to find is something about some Ku Klux Klan, and that's straight up boo, because they have removed the original true Act of 1871. But in that Act of 1871, which took place in 1871, that is when the United States teamed up with Britain and some other things came, and we got the founding of the United States Corporation, which was created purposely to defraud or usurp the true authority from the United States of America. And ever since then, and really before then, ever since George Washington, every other president after him has been related by blood. From George Washington to Obama. Now after that, that's another story. but go look it up. George Washington and every other president in between there, all the way down to Obama, are related by blood. When did it change, by the way? Let's talk about when that Constitution changed. Well, it changed with George Washington because the Constitution for the United States was established by this Continental Congress with a whole bunch of melanated folks in it. And then here comes George Washington. Well, we got a new Constitution that he's given to the Sultan of Morocco. And y'all have to understand that Morocco actually, a lot of people want to sing the praises of Morocco when the truth is all Morocco did was try to seize the territory of the United States and force the United States into a contract whereby they had to sign a treaty with them and pay them tribute. That's all Morocco did. Morocco, and because the United States wasn't signing the treaty, Morocco was seizing the ships, kidnapping the people, and selling it. They brought the United States to their knees to the point where they had to sign this treaty and give these people tribute that they didn't want to do. They didn't want to do business with Morocco at all. But when George Washington came into the game, well, now they're giving tribute to the Sultan of Morocco and your unanimous, lovely Moroccan Sultan, we bow down to you. Yeah, they were forced into that. And George Washington was a part of Britain and by the way, let me be clear, because Britain and Morocco been in bed together long before the United States even came about. And when I say in bed, I mean in bed doing business and in bed. I mean both. Because it was these melanated people that was starting to amalgamate with your Albions. So people think now that you're British or so-called white people, and that's not what happened. They started amalgamating. All right. So now you're getting the history. You got to know the history. Otherwise, you're going to keep repeating and giving all of your energies to people who are not here for you. Now you understand why you shouldn't be voting, because you're not going to vote your way out of this. And then you have to understand that the people who own this thing that you're voting for, this United States corporation, they are Britain. And as I told you, they've been running this game, and you thinking, oh, well, my vote counts, and I'm wearing a damn sticker on you. Well, we voted. We stupid as I told you you was going to be upset with me. I get it. I get it. But now you can wake up. You can wake up because you just was participating in a soap opera that is there to keep you enslaved. And so now you have the right. You got the right to wake up. You got the right to create your own nation. Because when you have your own nation, you're not concerned about who the president of a corporation is. If you're going to deal with anything, you're going to be dealing with the republic. Now, if you want to vote for governor and mayor and all that, still a soap opera. But that's more to your advantage than playing over here with this. But once you learn how to be a nation, you're not concerned about a private corporation at all.